So Terence Crawford pretty much tells all his haters, holla at me. He shows the results of the VADA testing, since people want to act like he's on the juice now because he's on swole. You got Charlo even coming out talking about his brother said his mistake when he fought Canelo was, he thought he had to put on muscle and bulk up and it slowed him down. I get so tired of hearing that. There's difference in athletic muscle and bodybuilder muscle. Terence Crawford has athletic muscle. Anthony Joshua, despite what you think, has athletic muscle. How do I know this? Remember when Anthony Joshua was with Dwayne Johnson? You can see the difference. Athletic muscle versus bodybuilder muscle is not the same thing. So Terence Crawford won't lose any speed. Contrary to popular belief, he's not going to lose any speed because he's 168. What, you put on weight so your jab can't come out fast now? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Oh man, I'm heavily muscled. Now my jab went from 1 second to 5 seconds to throw it. If y'all don't stop with the nonsense, where do y'all come up with this stuff? But anyway, Terence Crawford showed his results from VADA. He's clean, always been clean. I know people are going to say, yeah, but Vic DeConte said that he knows how to work around VADA, but Vic DeConte said he's worked with all these organizations. So who are you going to believe? You got to believe one of these drug testing agencies are legit. If you don't think VADA is, what about USADA and all the others? So Terence Crawford is not going to risk a payday by testing positive for anything. I don't think Canelo's going to risk it either, as I've said before. I think both fighters are going to come in this fight clean. And, I've said before, too, though, it's interesting how Canelo fanboys are the ones talking about Terence Crawford on something when we all know the beef story with Canelo. They don't want to talk about that, though. Terence Crawford has never tested positive for any substance. I forget the guy's name, but there was an interview I saw from a former fighter, and he said something interesting. He said, we've seen Canelo pushed around in the ring before. We've never seen Terence Crawford pushed around in the ring, though. Something to think about. I think Canelo fanboys are getting real nervous because the fight is next month on the 13th. I believe the fight is next month. So you might want to calm those butterflies down if you got them. Stop accusing Terence Crawford of stuff that is just ridiculous. I think people think, like, if you work out or lift, the only way you can get big is steroids. Hard work does work. Everything is not steroids. But, I guess people in this modern day fast food microwave society, they think anytime you do something faster than they think it should have been done, something illegal had to take place. Roids, juice, PEDs. No. Good old-fashioned hard work, discipline, training every day consistently. You will put on muscle. You don't believe me? Try it. It's ridiculous, man. I remember being out at a park in San Diego, and some dude was out there. He's like, this nigga out here on steroids, talking about me. It's a compliment, though. If somebody says you're on steroids, you're thinking, oh, I must look like something. So it's nothing to be offended at, unless you're in the public eye and people are trying to get your fight canceled by saying you're on steroids. But nah, he's not on roids, man. You get your biggest fight opportunity, you're not going to do something stupid. You're not going to drop the ball. If Terence Crawford drops the ball, it's going to be during the fight where he gets clipped with a punch. It's not going to be before the fight. But anyway, Terence Crawford shows his VADA results, his testing results, and he's clean, as I already knew he would be. But, there are people out there still going to talk crazy. It's like Terence Crawford can do no right if you're a Canelo fan, if you just don't like Crawford. Strange world, ain't it? Anyway, I want you to beat down that like button down there. Or is it down there? And hit the subscribe down there. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's the J Roos Theory, the Cash App, $J Roos 33. My other channel in WJ, go check that out. Got some interesting content over there. I talk boxing, but I talk a whole lot of other stuff, man. A whole lot of other stuff that I don't talk about over here. If you want to become a member, join. There's bronze, silver, and gold. I talk about other things on here that I don't normally talk about. And I think you'll find it quite interesting to hear my takes. I'm well-rounded. I know boxing, but I know a whole lot of other stuff too. I'm well-read. I'm well-versed. No need to rehearse. Yeah, lyrics. But thanks for watching LSR Forever, and be fearless. Yay.